Hey, everybody, welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie, I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it's about 11 a.m. Pacific time on the 12th of March. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I want to welcome you to the show. I want to let you know that I am streaming over at 12radio.com, but I'm also live streaming this event from my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. So if you'd rather watch than listen, you can do that by looking for Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic, and you'll find me in any of those places. So happy to be here. I started 1 minute late. It's my fault. I really do like being on time and I don't like running late for my show. I was prepped and ready. I'm not unprepared, but trying to cram too many things into a morning, but you know, such is life, such is my life, I guess. I don't know when to quit. Anyway, I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. If you are a consistent listener, you know I was not here last week, and it's because I was in Tucson. We went to Tucson for a week for softball, and it was great. It was so freaking nice to get out of the snow. We left in a blizzard. We drove halfway through Utah in a blizzard, and that sucked. But then it opened up into beautiful weather. Tucson was absolutely gorgeous for most of the time. On Thursday and Friday, it rained and rained out the games. We missed 3 games for rain, which kind of sucked. But it's a different kind of rain than we get here, and it still felt good. So it was nice. So Scott and Matea and I went and met Mars there. So the team Mars is coaching this year was playing. So that's why we went, mostly just watch. It's different to watch a game that your kid is coaching versus when your kid's playing it because you just don't get nearly as nervous. You can be a little more detached from the game, which is, kind of nice too. So it was good overall. One thing they have in Tucson that we don't have here at all is art glass stores. So I don't, everything that I've learned about glass, I've learned online. Everything I have purchased online. And so it was really fun to get to go into the glass stores and meet the owners and artists there and look at all of their incredible work and purchase a few things. That was amazing. That was super fun. Scott and I both just were totally blown away by all of the cool stuff and the great people that we met. So that was a real highlight for me. And then, of course, we always do things there that we also don't have in Idaho. We had to go to Total Wine because we don't have a Total Wine. And if you've never been in a Total Wine, it's like a grocery store, a small grocery store sized liquor store. They have everything you can imagine. And so that was fun. And we always go into a Total Wine if we can. So I always buy a new bottle of gin because I love gin. And the gin I bought this time was grapefruit. My God. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. So that was fun. Micah loves gin too. We totally connect on gin. And so I bought him a bottle uh, of Scottish gin. I'm really, really curious about it. So I almost popped the top and tasted it just a little bit before I sent it, but I didn't. So I'm really curious about that one. But that was fun. We ate at Raising Cane's. We don't have canes in Idaho at all. And so, yeah, it was super good chicken strips. The fries were like Cane's was fine. I don't know that I'd be racing back there anytime soon, but it was fine. It was fine. The best part is all the Mexican food in Tucson. Wow. Excellent, excellent Mexican food. There's so many different options and opportunities. And so, of course, we eat Mexican several times because why wouldn't you in a place like that where they've got so much? But the craziest thing that happened is we were robbed. For real. So we had we were thinking that it would be fun because the lemons are on at this time of year there. And so we thought, wouldn't it be fun to buy some lemons off from a local and bring them home to make limoncello and juice and share and just, have some amazing lemons, right? Okay. Because obviously we don't grow lemons here. I mean, I have two lemon trees in my office, but that gives me about 4 pieces of fruit a year. So, anyway, we got on Marketplace, we found some people that had organic lemons. They looked awesome. They were very nice. So, we went and bought 60 lemons from them, and they were huge. They were like, orange-sized lemons, and we were so excited. We brought them back to the house, and we had transferred them into a big Trader Joe's bag. And on Friday, our last full day there, we had left our wagon on the side of the house and put the big bag of lemons in it. And then we went to lunch in the zoo, and games were canceled because of the rain, and it wasn't raining anymore. The fields were just too wet. So it was a beautiful, beautiful day. So we had plans to go kick around and have fun, right? We get back, and when we got out of the car, I had this weird feeling that I should go check on those lemons. So I walked around the side of the house and they were gone. The wagon was there and the lemons were gone. So we were like, what the hell? It was just weird because there was also, we had put some trash on top of the recycling bin. This house was a little weird, but it was an Airbnb, of course. And there, there was a recycling bin next to the house, but the trash can is one of those that's like a giant bin in the alley that like a lot of neighbors put the same garbage in. And you can't access it from the house. And so there's a gate that was locked and we didn't have a key for it. So we weren't really sure what to do with our garbage. So we had put a few things on top of the recycling bin, thinking we'd take it all somewhere else, or like drive around and put it in the garbage can before we left or whatever. We're good. We're good tenants when we Airbnb, of course. We take care of ourselves, clean up after ourselves. So we'd put a little bit of trash there. So the trash was gone, which we thought was weird. So I was like, do you think someone threw them away? So we checked the recycling bin. They weren't there. We hoisted Mars up and she climbed over the fence and checked the big garbage can. They weren't there. So I was like, why? How did this happen? Why did this happen? No, Lillian, not at my house, at my Airbnb in Tucson. Yeah, where were the attack pigs? They were home in the snowbank. But anyway, so we were like, did our landlord have something to do with this? So Scott texted him, and said, have you been over here today? We had this giant bag of lemons that has gone missing. He didn't respond until we were checking out. And he said, oh, yeah, my yard guy was over yesterday. I'm sure he threw those away. What? First of all, you had someone coming over here, like getting into our business and throwing away our property? Like the hell? And also, he didn't throw them away because we checked the garbage can and they weren't in there. So, anyway, boo on these jerks. But it was too late for us to buy more. So, we were just done. So, I came home with 0 lemons. Fuckers. Right. Anyway, it's fine. It's probably fine. Those are some serious first world problems. I know. But I still just can't even believe it. Like, who does that to another person's lemons for real? Rude, rude, rude. Anyway, life goes on. I just still can't believe it. But again, probably shouldn't have left them outside. I just really didn't think anybody would come and mess with those, but they did. Right. That was my thought. My thought, Jane, had been he made no effort to replace them. He didn't even apologize. He just said, "Oh, yeah, I'm sure my yard guy threw those away." Okay. So it's just cool that you have your yard guy coming over here and just throwing away your tenants' belongings? Like, really? I guess so. So, right, yeah, I'm glad they left the wagon too. In the softball world, I'm sure lots of other sports too, but you have a wagon and you put your all your shit in it to carry it from your car out to the field because it's usually a big long walk and you might be there for 2 games and there's all kinds of stuff that you need. You need your sunblock, you need your chair, you might need your blanket, you'll definitely need your hoodie. You will probably need a snack here and there, and you might need a first aid kit for whoever gets killed during the game. You know, you need your stuff. Yeah, me too, Sherry. You got to have the fold up wagon. I think that is a prerequisite of being a softball parent. I think we're on our third wagon from over the years. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Scott left them not very good. There was a few he had left him a review that wasn't great. There was a few other problems too, but, um, yeah. I opened the freezer to put we had Dairy Queen one night, and I didn't eat very much of my ice cream. I opened the freezer to put it in there. Freezer full of this powdery green mold. Ugh. Yeah. Definitely and for sure not eating food that came out of that. It had one of those, like, open ice makers in there, so there was, like, this huge thing of ice, like, ready to use, and there's just all this mold. Oh, dear God. Anyway, super gross. Yeah, super, super gross. So there was that. There was some garbage issues besides the ones I said. The stove wasn't wiped off when we got there. The stove was, like, greasy and crummy and gross. Yeah, there were a few problems. But the theft of the lemons, god damn it, that was the biggest problem. But I will say though that well, the beds were comfy and there were good things about the house for sure, but definitely some problems too. I will say though, we've usually done super, super well with Airbnbs, especially if you're going to be gone that long. I would so much rather be in an Airbnb than in a hotel. And so I don't want to drag too hard on Airbnbs. I think they're typically freaking awesome. This one just not so much. He's brand new. We're only his third tenant, and the first one left him a negative review, and now the third one did. I don't know how long he's going to last, but anyway, hopefully he'll just learn from it and do better by the next guy. So yeah. Also, we drove home through Vegas. Well, we drove there through Vegas too, but on the way home, we went ahead and took a ride down the strip so that we could see the dome. Have you guys seen this? There's that giant dome that's all screens. I don't know how to describe that. It's really cool. And we hadn't seen it in person. So we had to run down the strip so we could see that. And that was kind of fun. Yeah. I don't, well, in the Tucson Zoo, oh my gosh. It is the way they have it set up is, it's not too big because for me, it's got to be, there's only so much walking I can do. And so it wasn't crazy big. There wasn't an insane amount of walking, but they had the way a lot of their enclosures are set up, they're kind of below you a little bit, so you get really close to some of the animals. We were we were like 10 feet from the rhino. It was crazy, and he had this huge, huge enclosure, which as well as he should. I mean, zoos. I know, but they because it had been raining, he had all of this mud everywhere and he was just going bananas in the mud. So we were standing literally right in front of him while he was rolling and flipping and going crazy with the mud. It was the coolest thing. And then he got the rhino zoomies and he was running huge laps all over in there, flipping mud everywhere, kicking it up, having a ball in the mud. It was really fun. And they had a giraffe, and apparently they have a giraffe baby and mama that we didn't see because, They're still, like dad and baby are still kinda meeting each other, so apparently they only bring them out for a little bit of time every day, and we missed that or something. But they had a huge elephant enclosure that had 3 like a mom, dad, and baby elephants, and oh my gosh, we coulda just sat there all day, honestly. That was incredible. And they had capybaras. They were so cool. I would have a cappy. I would. I shouldn't. I shouldn't, but, I would. I feel like they are somebody who would appreciate a couch and a blankie, don't you think? But the cappies were so cute. Anyway, that was fun. It was really nice, and I surprised myself by how far I was able to walk, so that was good t really good. I actually I always do better in places like that because it's a way lower elevation, so my lungs are happier than they are, where I actually live. If that seems dumb as hell. I guess it is. It probably is. The Vegas light show is amazing. Are you talking about the one down on Fremont Street, Jessica? I'm thinking you probably are. That's yeah. Yeah, we've done Fremont Street a lot of times. That is super fun. I know going through Vegas really made me want to plan a little Vegas trip. It's been a hot minute since we went, and I have to be honest, every time we go to Vegas on a trip, I say, I am never doing this again. I hate Las Vegas. Why am I here? And then I get called back by the siren song of the lights and not so much the casinos. I don't really care that much about gambling, but just all the cool stuff to see. And I don't know. My legs would probably have to be a lot stronger than they currently are to do a whole lot of that. But I don't know. I kind of want to go back to Vegas and take a trip. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'll probably do it. Probably so. Anyway, there is something about Vegas. The energy of Vegas is hard to be there for very long. It's just so chaotic. And I don't know about you guys, but that gets hard to take. I said if we do Vegas again, we're doing an Airbnb and not staying on the strip because that is what is hard. Whew. Anyway, that's all. I want to probably get into Luminous here soon, but I am curious to know how you guys did with that full moon. Or sorry, that new moon. That was wild. A lot of people talk to me about feeling anxious, grouchy, pissed off for no reason, but just whoo. Yeah. Laurie said, my favorite place in Vegas is Caesar's Forum Shops. Oh, yeah. My favorite is the Venetian shops. Oh, I love the Venetian. I've never stayed at the Venetian. It's just always been way out of my budget, but oh my gosh, the Venetian is my absolute favorite. And there's now, it's been a while since I've been to Vegas, I guess, or paid attention when we drove through, but there's now a Venetian event center across the street from the Venetian that looked really cool too. But I'm a big fan. When my younger sister Kara got married to her second husband, they eloped to Vegas and we just did a wedding in their hotel room and like it was a really cool experience. And so I had organized a bridal shower for her at a little pastry shop in the Venetian. And they were really cute. They really I set it up beforehand with them and they had a whole space set out for us. They'd even decorated it a little bit and we because her husband's family was from more like southern Utah and so this was a great place for us to all meet. So there were quite a few relatives there of her new relatives that we'd never met before and we all met there together and had this bridal shower in the Venetian, this little shop. It was really cool. It was super fun. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Jane said she had a very cranky weekend. Lillian said she's been very depressed. I'm sorry. Yeah. She's anxious and crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Sid said, "Is Kanab where Best Friends Animal Society located near the driving route from Idaho to Arizona?" It can be if you go the other way. There's a couple of ways to go, and we didn't go that way this time because you get to the higher elevations in Arizona where they were having some really bad weather. But yes, and it's so funny, Sid, that you said that because my dear cousin Amy, that's more like a sister, she she lives in Salt Lake, but she goes to Best Friends, which that's a huge drive for her. That's probably a 6-hour drive. But she goes to Best Friends once a month and volunteers for a day. And she happened to be there on Sunday. Was sending me lots of piggy pictures. But yeah, she loves Best Friends. I've never been there, and every time we go through, it's like a time when it's not really going to work out because we that is a 16-hour drive and we do it in one day, which is insane. But we just want to get to where we're going, right? So that's how we always do it. So we're always on the dead run and not really stopping to be touristy on the way through. But I'd love to go spend a whole weekend at Best Friends. But yeah, thanks for saying that. My mom actually lived in Kanab when she was in junior high. So Kanab always just kind of has a special place in my heart. There's a house there that Kanab is this old, old, old town. And there's the house they lived in when she was a kid actually was in a movie, and they wanted to use this house as a movie set, and so they basically paid to clear them out for like a week, and they lived in a hotel, and they used their house in a movie set, and then they just moved back in. So I can't remember what the movie is. I wish I knew. Now I'm kind of thinking, gosh, everybody who knew is probably dead. Not really. I'm sure I could find out. But anyway, yeah, Kanab's a really special little town. Okay. Uh-oh. M. Cole said she was laid off today. Trying to stay in good spirits. I was feeling great this morning. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Dang it. I'm going to hop in the other chat here really quick and then we'll keep going. I want to say hi to Marina and Shireen. Okay. All right. So I put a link to Luminous in the chat room. That, of course, is my magazine. I'm going to share the screen so we can go through that. Oh, Sid, I'm sure you would absolutely love going to Best Friends. They have so many mini pigs, and uh, their adoption rate of mini pigs is 1 per 4 years. Yep. Yep. Oh, Marina. Okay. Oh, shoot. Dang it. I am so sorry. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 1 per 4 years is their adoption rate on their minis. In other words, when they go to there, they're never coming back, which they take beautiful care of their pigs. I mean, they're amazing, but they don't get readopted, which is really sad. Every year she asks, one of my crows just swooped to my office window. I did feed them this morning, but see, they know where to find me. We're out of peanuts though, so all they got was cat food. So I'm sure they're not very happy. Somebody better get themselves to the store. Oh, they just swooped me again. What the heck? I wish I could show you guys, but it just happens so quickly and I didn't anticipate it. Okay, let's do this. Let's get into Luminous. But yeah, I gotta go. Walmart used to share or sell the unsalted peanuts, but they don't sell them anymore. And so I have to go to a different town and get them from Winco. Winco, you can buy them in bulk. I can buy a giant box that's like, I don't know, a gajillion pounds for like $40 that will last me the entire year. And we're out. So gotta go. We ran out. The poor house sitter ran out. So all she had to offer was cat food. I'm sure the crows were. She said they sat outside of her bedroom window and yelled a lot. Well, yeah. Where's their damn peanuts? That's what they wanted to know. They are so smart, Lillian, right? Oh my gosh. Everywhere I go when I see the crows, I yell my address out the window just in case, just in case. Well, and the big news, actually, I had talked about how my male came back this year and the female died last year, and he came back alone this year. And crows mate for life, so I wasn't really sure if he was going to just be alone or if he would, you know, pick up with somebody new. Well, guess what? There's two crows now. So, white love, is it? I hope so. But there were those two. When I went out to feed this morning, those two were up in their tree next to the nest. And there was also three other crows hanging out. There were five. So maybe I'm going to get that flock I've been dreaming of. If it's in their best and highest and best good, of course. All right, let's get into it. Obviously, it's Shamrock season. We're almost there. St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday. So I called this episode or edition is Your Lucky Day because we're talking about luck, manifesting, the things. So my article this week is about the art of creating your own luck. Why is it that some people are so much luckier than others? My dad was one of the luckiest people I've ever met. Things always went right for him. It was just interesting. He just had the thing. He had the it thing. Once when I was a kid, he went a shopping spree at a local grocery store, which in hindsight is so damn funny. It was during school hours, so we didn't even get to go. It was just he and my mom went. But it was literally one of those like put as much as you could in a shopping cart kind of things. How did I not get to witness this? Like for real. But yeah, he filled our freezer with meat at the grocery store shopping spree. One time when I was like a young adult, I drove through the Walmart parking lot and there was one of those big like radio remote things happening, and they had a boat that they were raffling off, and you just had to come and you know, get a ticket. And so I called him and I said, "Hey, there's a raffle over here for a boat. If anybody could win that, it is you. You should come do it." Because the man was a fisherman my entire life, but he never had a boat because he just didn't really feel like he could afford it. And so he came over, he filled out the thing, and by God, he won that boat. He just, except for cancer, he was the luckiest person I'd ever met in so many different ways. Things just always worked out for him. It's funny how some people are like that. So I was thinking about luck and what is the it factor. Also, just, I've been watching a ton of college basketball recently and thinking about how you can see when a game starts, or softball for that matter, how this is going to go just by the energy of the team. Does this team feel like they're in it? Do they feel plucky? Do they have the it factor or do they not? And it's funny how some teams will until they don't, you know? Then they might lose to a team that they should have beat by 40 points, but they didn't have it today, you know? And then maybe they'll have it next time. But how do you create that? Where is it? How do you seize that? How do you get a hold of it? It's something I've thought about when it is in relation to sports. I've thought about it for a long time because I have thought for God, 15 years now about writing a book about the energy of athletics, from an energy worker's perspective, because I've seen a lot and I've done a lot, and a lot of energy work on athletes and teams, and uh, you know, from that angle. But I've thought a lot about this from that aspect of, is it just dumb luck? Is it more than that? Where does it come from? So I have some suggestions for you about ways to build up your own it factor, your own luck. Feels a lot like manifesting, really. But in some ways, you do have the power to create your own luck. And so let's talk about it. So the first of and it is always to embrace a positive mindset. You're not going to be positive every minute of every day. Let's not pretend. It's okay. You are going to be pissed off here and there. You're going to be low. You're going to have a bad day. You're probably going to be a jerk to people along the way sometimes and feel a little bad about that. You're going to kick some rocks. We all do. That's a part of just the human experience. The key is to not unpack your bags and live there, right? Have your bad day, have your negative thought, but then bounce back. Be resilient enough to bounce back from that and get back into a more positive place. Be mindful about being positive, about thinking and saying positive things, not just to other people, but to yourself and about yourself. Is it hard for you to be positive about yourself? I'm surprised at how often I see that in my clients that they struggle to be, they can be as uh, complimentary and kind and supportive to other people as you can fathom, but still turn around and have the meanest thoughts and statements to themselves. That may be a place that you need to work on. Consider it. Remember Louise Hay's mirror work? It's hard. Have you ever done it? It's hard. It seems so silly, but walking up to the mirror, looking yourself in the eye, and saying loving and kind things is a lot harder than you think. If you haven't done it, try it. Maybe you'll do great. I don't want to set you up for failure. Maybe you'll do great. If you struggle, keep going. Fake it till you make it. But having a positive mindset is more than just being positive to others. It is also, and first and foremost, really about being positive to yourself, believing in yourself, being forgiving with yourself, giving yourself every opportunity to succeed. Set clear goals. We've talked about it a lot, but set goals. You really, how much luck or the it factor are you attracting or creating if you don't even know what you want or where you're going, right? You got to have some goals. Here's the thing though, you can set goals and you can still lose, and that's fine. Okay? That's fine. You can set a goal that in 6 months' time, you're going to lose 50 pounds, and maybe you don't. Maybe you lose 40 or 30, or maybe you give up and gain 12. I don't care, right? But you set the goal and it gave you something to work on. At the end of those 6 months, you don't get to beat yourself up for not getting to the goal. That's not the point. The point is not weighing and measuring your value by whether or not you can accomplish a goal. And if that's why how your goal setting is going wrong, consider that. It's great to accomplish the goal, but setting the goal helps set the intention within you and without you, around you, that this is where I want to go. Don't hesitate to set goals because you don't know if you can make it or because you don't know if you're up to it. Don't do that. Be realistic about your goals, but don't refuse to set them or hesitate to set them because you don't trust yourself. Don't do that. Step out of your comfort zone. This is a hard one. This is an interesting one. I experience this a lot with people that are trying to make some changes. For example, maybe somebody will say to me, I really want to move. I really want to move. And then the opportunity comes to move. And maybe it doesn't come exactly in the way you think. Maybe you lose your lease or your well goes bad or some crazy thing happens that launches you out of where you live. You have to move. And then you freak out because now you're scared to death to move. And you go, "Why is this happening to me?" And I'm maybe the voice of reason saying, "But you wanted to move. You manifested this. You wanted this." Okay, well, you're now out of your comfort zone. You're uncomfortable. You are getting exactly what you asked for, but you're uncomfortable. And I'm amazed by how often we all, and myself very much included, will ask for change. And then when we get it, we lose our shit because, oh no, it's here now. It's here now because we're so afraid to change. So, stepping out of your comfort zone, I think, can be very hard. This isn't just going with the flow, though, of energies moving and changing. This is specifically putting yourself out of your comfort zone, trying something new, meeting new people, applying for a different job, booking that cruise, attending that church or that group, going on that date, stepping out of your comfort zone. We One thing we did during COVID is we got very comfortable, right? Even people who are typically doers and goers that practically never leave their houses, they were uncomfortable at first, but then we got very comfortable. And even this year, I'm still seeing some of my clients that are having a really hard time getting back into the world, especially people whose jobs went remote that never came back to going on site. So maybe you just work from home now forever, and that's how it is, which can be a great gig. But how else are you getting out of the house? How else are you meeting people? How else are you changing your surroundings? It can be very depressing to stay home all the time. So there's a lot of reasons why stepping out of your comfort zone could be necessary and could be hard. But I think COVID planted us securely in a comfort zone that a lot of people have had a hard time letting go of their security blankie. Be open to serendipity. And this is what I was just talking about. Having changes come upon you that will be good for you and maybe what you manifested, but having a really hard time allowing that. Allow it. Work hard and stay persistent. Stay persistent. Keep your eyes on the prize. One thing that I think is very important when you are manifesting your own luck or your own goals, your own progress, is not getting thrown off track. And you will, we all do, but trying to keep your eyes on the prize. For example, sometimes I'll have someone, someone in my world that has something they really want, and then they go spend a bunch of money or obligate themselves to something else because it felt good in the moment. We all do that too, but it's not just money, it's time, it's other resources. I think it's really important when you decide to make a big change, a big financial commitment, a time commitment, that you ask, does this support my goals? Does this support my goals? And if it doesn't, and if you can truly say, no, it doesn't, you really have to reconsider, right? You have to discipline yourself. And sometimes that means asking that question, does this support my goals? And if it doesn't, saying, you know what? I think this old car is fine for now. Or, you know what? I don't think I'm going to book this trip because it doesn't support my further goal this year of doing this or that, whatever it is. But be willing to discipline yourself and be willing to make decisions that support your long term goals versus some short term gratification that is just that. Practice gratitude. It's a biggie, right? Practicing gratitude is a really, really important and potent way to get what you want. An attitude of gratitude tells the universe this or something more. So think about it. Let's all think about it, work on creating our own luck a little bit more. You can have the it factor. You can be the it factor. We all can. But a lot of it has to do with your own attitude and decisions. And some of it probably doesn't as well. But we'll keep working on cracking that code, right? Yeah. Oh, me said 2 new eggs in my flower box. Signs of new life coming to me. I love that. Jane said, "You're talking about me. Way too comfy, squirreling up at home." No, I know. I get it. I'm the we have to go somewhere every day guy. You know, if I stay home too much, it is very depressing for me. Scott will be like, "I'm sick of being on the run all the time." And I'm like, "We went to Walmart yesterday." you know, he could just stay home forever. I have to have a little more socialization and getting out than that. Yeah. Me said, "Sleeping is apparently my form of releasing and allowing inflow with the universe." Well, sure. And honestly, if that's what your spirit's asking for, your body's asking for, do it. Marina said, "Working from home is tough." It's definitely a different vibe, without a doubt. And some people love it and thrive in that. And some people don't and really need to be on site to have the social piece, you know? And sometimes just for the work itself. Really depends. I mean, some people do really well with doing school from home too, and some people like literally failed out of college during the pandemic because they just couldn't do it. It's definitely there's definitely different personality types there that thrive in ways that others don't. Yeah, staying home all day. I think it's depressing, and I have everything I need here, but I still have to get out of these walls. Yeah. Even if it's just to take a ride or go get a soda or something, I have to go. Okay. Kelly has a brand new offering. So she has ended bitch scopes. She's worn out. She does not want to do it anymore, and that is fine. So she's doing something really fun with her podcast. And this, of course, is with Smarty Pants Lisa as well. If you've ever heard Lisa, I don't know. Do you guys know Lisa? She's like the coolest human on the planet. I love her. I had the opportunity to meet her and play poker with her in Seattle one time. And she's one of the coolest humans on the planet. So they do this podcast together. They're calling it Refeminist History and talking about history through the eyes of the women. It's like revisionist history, but for the women. And so this is so I'm excited because what she's going to be bringing to Luminous now is a write up of their podcast for the week. And I love it because Kelly's a really, really good researcher. And so she's always got something new, which I love. So their very first episode was about Isabella Goodwin. She was the NYPD's first female detective. And they're talking all about what a badass she was and what she did. And it's pretty freaking awesome. So she's got a write up in here about Isabella, of course, a really great one. And then, of course, her there's a link to the actual podcast so that you can listen to it right here at the top. You can click on the red hyperlink, or you can click on the picture, and that'll take you to her original blog post. So, anyway, Kelly, thank you. I love it. I'm so excited for what you're doing, and I'm here for it. So, here we go. Nice. All right. My tip of the week, I just put together a quick guide of essential oils that are good for abundance. So we had cinnamon, patchouli. Do you guys like patchouli? Patchouli's a hard one for me. I do not like patchouli at all, but I know that a lot of people do. I don't know what it is about patchouli that just it's too musky, I think. I don't like myrrh either. Oh, dear God. But I know a lot of people do. Or vetiver. Whoa, not a lot of people love vetiver. So, essential oils, I think one of the fun things about them is there's so many that have different, or similar components and properties that you can always find one that you can live with. But patchouli is always hard for me. I don't know why. I want to like patchouli really bad, and I just don't. So, but it's okay if you do. I'm just curious. Am I just weird? What do you guys think? Frankincense. Love frankincense. Bergamot, of course, and rosemary. So those are five different oils with some ideas about what they're for and how to use them. So you can, per always, mostly wear them. Don't wear cinnamon unless you cut it. But you can wear them, you can diffuse them, you can just smell them. But those are all oils that are good for attracting abundance. Okay, Christie's energy exercise this week is Archangel Ariel for healing anxiety. Badly needed at this time. Talking to a lot of anxious folks right now. Of course, there's always criming going on over at True Crime Squad, along with the bag of stolen lemons. But I'm going to quit. I'll probably quit talking about that someday. Anita brings us St. Patrick. Jamie has a new video called Find the Energy to Take a Risk. This is awesome. It's only 9 minutes long. It's not super long, but because we were talking today about taking a risk, I was so happy to see that with her. And so you guys go check that out. I think it dovetails nicely into what we're talking about today. Okay. All right. Some new meditations over at Planet Meditation. I mean, obviously, I took a week off, and so there's not a lot of super new stuff, but there will be here this week. One thing we're doing at Planet Meditation is adding some shorts. And so the one I put up this morning, or that will go up this morning, is 60 seconds to reset your energy. You know how when your day goes awry early, you're like, well, this is great. Today's going to suck. you know? Well, it doesn't have to. So these are some ways for you to consider resetting your day. So 60 seconds. So I think that's going to be helpful to do some shorts. And I'll continue to also do the longs, obviously, but lots over there at any rate. If you're looking for some meditation help, I've got a ton of them. And that's it. So that is Luminous this week. So hopefully you found some winners in there that will help you out. So, yeah, Lilian cannot do patchouli, nor can Jane. Sid loves it. Yeah, isn't it? And I think the way we smell it is different, right? Like the way you process it through your olfactories is different. So it's just different. I've been blown away by how many people hate lavender. Hate it. And I was shocked because I just guess I thought everyone loved lavender, but that's not true at all. A lot of people don't like lavender. Uh, and it's okay. That's the great thing about oils. There's so many. You can definitely find things you do like. Back when I was like doing oils a lot more, I had gone to an oil lecture, and the lecturer said, if you hate it, it's because you need it. Bullshit. That's ridiculous. You don't have to force yourself to suffer through something that you hate because for some reason you need it. That's insane. What kind of marketing ploy is that? Come buy all the stuff you don't like because that means that you have to have it. No, we're not doing that. So if you don't like it, don't use it. Find something else. But isn't that dumb? I just think that's really dumb. Yeah. Lillian said sandalwood is king. Sandalwood rose, that is. Agree. Agree. Jade Bloom has sandalwood hydrosol. So the hydrosol is the product of making the oil. So the way they make the oil is a steaming method, essentially. Uh, and the way they end up doing that, they get a lot of water that comes off of it, off from the steaming that they separate from the oil from, and it still has a very potent scent and properties. And I think, and there's tons of it that comes off of making the oils. So I really like to buy the hydrosols because, like, I use the sandalwood hydrosol. Just like to spray my hair down so I can brush it out, or just on my linens or on my clothes is more like a perfume, but I love that. That's my favorite. Rose hydrosol too, because rose oil is so very expensive and very, very expensive to create. It takes an incredible amount of rose petals to come up with a little bit of oil. So I'm really good with using the hydrosol on that one too. Yeah, good stuff. I also have some peppermint hydrosol, which I don't need right now, but when it gets cold outside, the or when it gets hot outside, sorry, the peppermint hydrosol will save your life. I promise. It just helps to cool you down. So, okay. Oh, Pamela, you get unsalted peanuts at Costco? Oh, I'll have to go look. Are they in the shell or no? I need in the shell. It's part of the job for the crows to crack the peanut shells and the magpies too. I have tons of magpies that come around for those. Anyway, interesting. I'll have to go and check that out. I did not even think about Costco for that. And I'm a Costco whore. Laurie, let's do a clearing for you. They're killing me, you guys. I they're sitting right outside my window in their tree, just bouncing around. It's just cracking me up. Okay. And back to the show. Laurie, let's get some clearing done for you. She said she's not feeling well, thinks she might be purging some stuff. So let's start at your feet and command a Merkaba clearing, commanding billions of many points of light to flood your system now, completely healing, clearing, and releasing any and all energetic debris that you might be carrying that could be holding you back or holding you down, any energy that's not yours, any psychic attack, attachments, psychic debris, cords, connections, or any other energetic influence that could be holding you back, holding you down, or contributing to you feeling ill. Commanding these frequencies to be healed and cleared and rendered neutral and inert in all directions of time now through every cell of your physical body, every layer of your emotional body, and every fiber of your spirit body now. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely say you're purging quite a lot. And there's a lot of cords up in your high heart. I'm going to pull those all. And you're really congested in your throat too. So we'll move through that as well. Good. Releasing that throat helped to release your jaw and the back of your neck too. Shh, Rico. Hey, quit. Okay. All the way up through your third eye and your crown. Good. I'm just going to clear your aura here quickly. All right, so we'll go back to your feet and command a Merkaba blessing, commanding billions of many points of light to flood your system now, completely shifting your frequency to a place of peace, to a place of balance, to a place of homeostasis, and to a deep inner knowing that all is well. Commanding these frequencies to shift through every cell of your physical body, every layer of your emotional body, and every fiber of your spirit body now. Now just watch that move through you. Okay. And then a lot of big thick blanket of green light around you to just help support your healing here. And hopefully see you get back on your feet in no time. Okay, that is done. All righty. Well, guys, I do want to say that it is 1-2 day over at 12listen.com. So that means that we're on sale all day, and I'm at super reduced rates, great price for the day, for the hourly rate. But I also do have my time-based session on sale. That is my 20-minute. And so you can also come over and find that. Just come over to 12listen.com and look for me, Katie Weaver, and you'll find me there. And you can, what you do with a time based session is you purchase it, and then the next time you call me, the computer will kick that in. So you'll have that rate for a 20-minute session. So that's a really good way to go. So here's a link to that. If you want to give me a call, you can actually do it. You can buy it just, whenever you're ready. But just know that the next time you call me, it will kick in. And that is, I'm sorry, I wish I had more time for readings today, but that is all I've got. But again, you can sure come over and see me at Listen, where I'm at a super great rate today. So this would be a good day for it. But don't forget, I am a psychic advisor at 12listen.com every day. Even if I'm on vacation, I find some time to work every day, I promise. And I'll do everything I can to help. I'll be back next week, same place, same time. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. You have been listening to The Katie Weaver Show here on 12 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.